Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 Morning News.
Good Sunday morning to you. It is just bright and sunny and just a glorious day here at Fox 45. Thanks for being with us here this Sunday, March 26th. I'm Taylor Stewart. And obviously, we want to talk about your forecast. Meteorologist Amy Aronson, with all that sunshine.
Yeah, it looks so pretty out there right now, and temperatures are responding accordingly. Feels much better. We're already in the mid-50s. We are looking at a nice mild afternoon ahead of us, much better than yesterday. Our temperatures are already up about 10 to 15 degrees from this time yesterday, and it's going to end up a much warmer day. By midday, we break into the low 60s. By day's end, nothing but sunshine. Highs end up in the upper 60s today. Perfect Sunday for whatever you want to do outside. It's not going to last, though, so coming up in 10 minutes, I'll let you know of some changes coming our way for the week ahead, temperature-wise, and I'll also break down our rain chances. Taylor?
All right. In a city in crisis, youth violence continues to plague Baltimore. A 19-year-old was killed, and at least 13 other people were shot in just the last 4 days in the city. Now, another victim, you may recall, 16-year-old Isaiah Carter. He was gunned down outside of Patterson High School earlier this month. His family and friends gathered at the spot he was killed. Vincent Hill has more on the message they're sending to state lawmakers.
A pledge to keep the name and memory of Isaiah Carter alive.
Isaiah, we want you to know that we love you, baby. We love you. We love you.
To those who knew him, he could strike a chord.
He was annoying, as God knows how much, but I loved him for it.
Described as a quirky kid, taken away by gun violence, something his fellow students have become numb to.
Well, someone got shot. I don't know who it was, but now after-school activities are, canceled.
Unfazed by what seems to be the norm for Baltimore City schools, until hearing the news it was her friend.
And I heard someone say, I heard it was Isaiah. And I didn't want to believe it was my Isaiah.
For Isaiah's mother, Michelle Hines, her son's death, a constant reminder of her biggest fear.
If I predicted in January, do not call me in 2 to 3 weeks to tell me that my child is shot by a disgruntled student. And in 2 to 3 weeks, I get a call, and the people on the other end can't even catch their breath. Her
son's killer arrested in Texas, but her fear amplified because of the 2 other teens she sends to Baltimore City schools.
Even the anxiety of letting them leave, I'm afraid.
Along with that fear, anger at the school system.
But we have no safety for schools. My child was murdered, literally. We can see the school. We can see the school.
That frustration even directed at Governor Wes Moore's plan to combat crime in Baltimore.
He ends up saying, well, I have a plan for a $1.something billion plan to put into Baltimore City Police. You use my son as the talking point.
She says words and promises of money are not enough to bring her son back or protect her other 2 kids from gun violence in Baltimore City.
We need more. We need the state to really pay attention. We need legislators to put this energy into making real changes, immediately.
That was Vincent Hill reporting that story. Governor Wes Moore is also talking about what they're doing at the state level with respect to violence. He spoke to Arkai Jackson at the Be More Healthy Expo, and listen to what he says the state is doing with local police departments.
We have a record investment, $122 million going to local law enforcement, $17.5 million going to Baltimore City alone. Historic investments in the Maryland Coordination and Analysis Center, and we've actually brought Baltimore City in to the Analysis Center for the first time in 8 years.
How's that partnership going?
And it's going really well because we're trying to see now, we're doing everything that on the state level to be able to make sure we're increasing coordination, putting actually more resources on the ground, making sure we're supporting law enforcement officers and supporting law enforcement agencies.
Now, Isaiah Carter is one of 7 city school students who've been killed this year. That includes Deja Garrison. She was first killed in Baltimore on New Year's Day. And then January 16th, 16-year-old Deontay Dorsey was killed outside of Edmondson Village. And he and 4 other students were also hurt in that shooting exchange. Just days after that, 15-year-old LaRon Henderson was killed in an alley just blocks from his high school, Forest Park High. All right, this year's legislative session is winding down in Annapolis, and several crime bills are still hanging in the balance. Maxine Stryker has more on why this has some worried about the fate of Baltimore City.
It was
was one of the most violent days of the year. In Baltimore City Thursday, 11 people were shot, and local boxer 33-year-old Ernest Hall was killed in a mass shooting along Edmondson Avenue.
It's a cliche when people pass away, everyone says, you know, all good things. He was this, he was that, but Ernie was actually, he was a gem for the city of Baltimore.
Homicide numbers are down compared to this time last year, and city and state leaders are touting success. But we took a closer look at the numbers and found it may be too soon to celebrate. January of this year, 26 people were killed on the streets of Baltimore. That's 10 less than January 2022, when 36 people were killed in what was the deadliest January ever. But the year prior, 27 people were killed, almost the same as this year. And last month, 17 people were killed, one more than February 2022.
The people that we've talked to are also not in agreement with the city leaders. They're still afraid to leave their children. They're still afraid when their kids walk out of the door. They're afraid to go to work because of the violence.
In Annapolis, with just 2 weeks left in the session, several major crime-fighting bills are stuck in committee, including attempts to make stealing a handgun a felony, increasing penalties for repeat violent offenders, and lengthening jail time for illegal gun possession, a bill championed by City State's Attorney Ivan Bates. He lobbied for the bill in Annapolis earlier this week and has been adamant about getting tough on crime.
I've gone to too many funerals. I've gone to too many and watched too many people and young boys and young men and young kids and young ladies who look like me and you that are dying and losing their life.
That is why peace exists. Eurypsy Morgan, spokesperson for the group Peace, worries his bill and the others that promise to crack down on criminals will stall, and the bloodshed in Baltimore will continue.
I don't see any indication that Ivan Bates, the state's attorney's bill, is actually going to become law. Right? What we would celebrate is if the leaders of Baltimore City and the legislature in Maryland, which is fully Democrat, right, they have a veto-proof majority in the legislature, which means if they wanted to pass Ivan Bates' bill, they could do that absolutely. If they wanted to make stealing a gun a felony, they could absolutely do that. If they wanted to increase the penalty for using a gun in a crime, they could absolutely do that, but they're not doing those things.
Contaminated water from the Ohio train derailment potentially making its way to Maryland. Just ahead, we take a look at the plan and the concerns city and county leaders have already expressed.
And we are looking at a beautiful end to the weekend, mid-60s this afternoon. I'll let you know exactly how long this mild stretch lasts in a couple of minutes. It's 10:37. You're watching Fox 45 Morning News.
In a city in crisis, the Department of Public Works back in the spotlight as the EPA is unveiling a plan to bring contaminated water from the Ohio train derailment to Maryland to be cleaned. But Baltimore County and Baltimore City leaders have their concerns as the Back River wastewater plant already has its issues. Keith Daniels takes us through the plan and some of those serious doubts.
Baltimore City Mayor Brandon Scott and Baltimore County Executive Johnny Olszewski say they both just learned about this plan. They got a letter from the contractor who's proposing to process this water.
I have a lot of questions. We have since followed up with the governor's office.
The contractor is Clean Harbors Environmental and Industrial Services, selected by the Environmental Protection Agency and the Maryland Department of the Environment to treat and discharge the wastewater at the city's Department of Public Works Back River Wastewater Treatment Plant in Dundalk. The city and county share that wastewater system.
Getting answers from the railroad company.
Tensions high Wednesday night.
Neighbors are telling us they want answers and they want help. It's going up now.
This comes a month after a fiery train derailment on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. The contaminated wastewater from that derailment to be treated now here in the Baltimore area. The Baltimore County Executive says he and the mayor have questions and concerns, including how the wastewater will get to Maryland and for the overall operation.
We want to make sure, really, this is about what's going into the system. There's a chance to make sure that before we introduce any of this water into our system, that we are clear about what is happening, having questions answered, ensuring appropriate testing is in place.
The Back River plant has recently faced troubles. Just last year, the plant was taken over by the state after objects that looked like feces were found floating in the water near the plant. A report from workers at the Maryland Environmental Service revealed that there were failures at, quote, nearly every level of the city-owned plant. Problems including murky discharge from hydrants and broken electrical boxes. Still, leaders from the city and county believe Back River can handle this latest load, despite past issues.
To be clear, we're talking about two different issues, though. The issues that were raised in letters and other actions were around the treatment of the sewage that was going through our wastewater treatment system. This is, regardless of the issues at play, I think we all can say we have some pause about accepting contaminated water from the derailment.
The Be More Healthy Expo took over the Baltimore Convention Center just to have the sights and the sounds from a busy day downtown.
Critics say the Biden administration wants to make you suffer with their green agenda. I'll tell you about the newest energy rules in just a few minutes.
In your consumer news, air conditioners are the latest home appliance under scrutiny from the Department of Energy for their efficiency standards. Now, critics are calling those standards a government overreach. Janae Bowens from the National Desk has more.
A lot of people are voicing their frustrations over the new standards for room or window air conditioners and portable air cleaners. Check out this tweet from Congressman Ronnie Jackson of Texas. He says in part, the only goal of the green agenda is making you suffer. Meanwhile, Energy Secretary Jennifer Granholm says it will help save on people's energy bills and reduce our nation's carbon footprint. Now, I spoke with environmental expert Ben Lieberman of the Competitive Enterprise Institute. He says this regulation and the ones for gas stoves, furnaces, washing machines, and dishwashers can negatively impact product performance and end up harming consumers in the long run.
What these regulations do is essentially force the eco-friendly choice on everyone, like it or not. And it's not always the best decision because some of these regulations boost the upfront cost of these appliances more than you'll earn back in the form of energy savings in their use.
The Department of Energy says households using new room air conditioners and portable air cleaners will save an estimated $150 over the average life of the appliances. And they expect these standards to save American families and consumers approximately $1.5 billion per year on their electricity bills and decrease harmful carbon dioxide emissions by 106 million metric tons over 30 years. Now, critics argue that's not worth it, and air pollution is less of a threat and does not warrant these rules. Reporting for the National Desk, I'm Janae Bowens.
All right, Meta's adding more dimensions to its virtual reality. The company is testing out a new technology on its VR headsets. The company calls it the hand tracking technology. It's through direct touch. The feature is meant to allow users to do actions similar to using their phones, such as pressing a button or typing on a virtual keyboard. It's part of the new Quest V50's new available software update. 389 years never looked so good, and lots of people came out to celebrate the day that commemorates the arrival of the first European settlers here in St. Clement's Island back in 1634. Power Plant Live hosted so many events yesterday for their annual Maryland Day Festival. It brought together some of Maryland's best, including food trucks, vendors, performers, and folks just there to spread some positivity.
We're a Maryland company, so we really support Maryland, other Maryland companies. So this was the perfect way to come out, support the community, and spread the word about a local Maryland company.
3 years ago, we read a negative news story in the paper, and we thought that we were better than this. We made one simple "Be Kind" sign. Neighbors responded to it, so we made more. We gift them. We partnered with other nonprofits to amplify their voices, because everything functions a little bit better when you're around kind and empathetic people.
Well, if you missed yesterday's festivities, don't worry. There are plenty going on this week, throughout the week. You can head over to marylandday.org to see them there. And the good news is it's really starting to feel like spring, I guess, for this week of Maryland Day festivities. Meteorologist Amy Aronson with your weather update.
Yes, sure is. Average high today at 58 degrees. Today we're going to get well above that, actually feeling more like late April. Average high by April 1st, which is not far away, 61. By May 1st, we're at 72. By June 1st, we break into the 80s, and then by July 1st, our hottest average high temperature at 88. If your grass is starting to grow like mine and you need to get out there and give your yard a little TLC, today looks great for it. It's going to be dry, mild, perfect day to spend some time outside. Come Monday, not quite as nice. I'm tracking some scattered showers, and that will linger into Tuesday, so just a passing shower at that point. But today, nothing but sunshine. We're in good shape, looking beautiful right now. Temperatures are improving. We're already in the low to mid 50s right now in most locations. And we are dry, and we're staying dry, at least for one day. You'll notice some showers to our south, some showers and some storms to our south, and more activity to our west. That's all going to head our direction tomorrow. But today, we're in the clear. Temperatures will be warming through the 50s, right into the mid 60s this afternoon. Feels really nice. As we get into your Monday, clouds will be rolling back in, along with a couple of showers. Showers start up by the end of your morning drive, and they're very, very scattered. So the day as a whole, far from a washout, but we will dodge the showers straight through the afternoon. High temperatures will still manage to reach the the upper 50s tomorrow despite the clouds and the rain chance. Today, take advantage of the sunshine. It's going to feel really, really nice with highs in the mid and upper 60s today. Upper 50s by Monday with the increasing clouds and the chance for some showers. And then a passing shower will linger on Tuesday with highs in the mid 50s. And temperatures will actually hang out right around normal this week. So our normal high, 58 degrees, that's where we're headed. Both Wednesday and Thursday will spend both days in the upper 50s before another late week warm up. And the Climate Prediction Center shows that warm up coming in their 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This runs all the way through April 4th. And you'll notice Baltimore just on the fringe of the above average temperatures. So we are included in this bright orange color here, meaning a decent chance our temperatures will be above average through that point. And even within our 7-day forecast, you can see temperatures are warming and improving by the end of the week. So for the first part of the week, we'll spend it in the 50s. We are mostly dry Wednesday and Thursday, but it looks like a new weather maker will show up by the end of the week, sending us a chance for some showers as we officially kick off April next weekend. Upper 60s on Friday, by Saturday even warmer with highs headed for the mid 70s. Taylor?
All right, we hope you came out and joined us at the Be More Healthy Expo. 25,000 people did. It was packed in the Baltimore Convention Center. Photojournalist Brandon Dobbs takes us through the scenes from the lively expo, including some familiar faces.
The Be More Healthy Expo is going to start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the expo begin.
We are at the Be More Healthy Fair, the best place to be on this Saturday every year.
Today is the day, and I'm happy to be here.
This fair has everything you need to be healthy.
I feel great to be a part of the expo. I have a friend who had a stroke at a really young age, so I'm really excited about the opportunity to, just give some more information about stroke in the young population. University of Maryland has a little bit of everything here, so we'll be talking about strokes, we'll be talking about healthy eating, blood pressure, you name it, we got it.
Now we cook the tomato down to increase that flavor.
This is where the community comes together. We connect here at the Be More Healthy Fair. It is about learning something to keep your life in stride. You can take any kind of information you need to be healthier.
We performed a lot, like in parades and stuff like that, but it being in such a big crowd, it's just so to see the governor this close to me, I'm like, I can't wait to tell my AP government teacher.
Our health is our foundation, and so watching people engaged and involved and smiling, this is a beautiful, beautiful day.
Peace sign, we're throwing peace. Ooh.
He is so funny. I love the name Damon.
We love the Be More Healthy Expo. Thank you for coming to our booth each and every year. You know who you are. I hug you every year. I sign autographs. We are so happy to connect with you, and we'll see you next year.
That made me smile. I mean, that package is just so good. Brandon Dobbs, a photojournalist, with that story. But take a look at these pictures we've been getting from the expo. This one came from Elzena. She sent us this picture of her son just kicking up his feet after that busy day. And then Michael got some weather practice on the green screen, working his weather skills with John Myers there at the expo. And then this one, some families celebrating at the Colgate booth. Thanks to Lisa Summers for sending this one in. The kids got to learn about all the importance of having healthy teeth at the Be More Healthy Expo. All right, keep sending those pictures and videos to us through Chime In. Just go to foxbaltimore.com/chime in or download the WBFF app. A live look now for Towson, where temperatures, we're looking at the 60s today. After the break, meteorologist Amy Aronson has our final look at your 7-day forecast.
10:56 on this bright and sunny Sunday morning. Looks beautiful out there, much better than yesterday. Today is what we needed to wrap up the weekend. Lots of sunshine, highs in the mid-60s this afternoon. Perfect for whatever you want to do. Maybe you want to make a trip down to see the cherry blossoms before they start to fall off the trees. I know they peaked last week, so now's the time to check them out. Temperatures will be in the upper 50s tomorrow with some scattered showers, and then temperatures were actually pretty close to normal for the rest of the week. Mid to upper 50s Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Mostly dry there in the middle of the week, too. By week's end, we'll be tracking some more showers to wrap up the month and kick off a brand new month, and temperatures will be warming. So upper 60s by week's end on Friday. And as we kick off April next weekend, it's going to feel like it. It's like Mother Nature got the memo. We're back in the mid-70s, at least for next Saturday, before that weather maker moves through. That's the spring we're talking about.
Yeah, March is coming when? It's closing out here. And don't we have the home opener coming up, too?
Opening day at Camden Yards, so exciting.
We're here. We're in spring. Enjoy your Sunday. We're back here at FOX45 tonight at 10 o'clock. Have a good one.